Since I have this little orange cover on here, I can clean off my brush. I don't have to get it all over on the paint can. You remember I had a plastic cover in here. Okay, so when I get done, look at that. I hardly have anything on there. I don't have to rinse that off. I can throw this away, or I can leave this set in here. But before I do that, I'm gonna get out a little bit more paint. Okay, but I'm also gonna leave enough paint in here. I want to keep this nice and kind of thick. I don't want to try to take all of it out, because I want to build this up. So once it dries, once it dries, depending how many layers of paint you have in here, obviously once it dries, you can put any sort of paint back in here. You can still use the sleeve. Then after 2 or 3 times, after this dries, it builds up more paint. You can just take this and you can peel all of this out, and you can use your paint tray again if you want. If you don't want to do that, let this dry, then throw it away. You don't even have to rinse this out. You don't mess this up. You can wipe this off a little bit. You use this as your holder for your next project. And you can get some other paint trays. Okay? Different options for you. It's nice and easy, and it's fun, and you did it yourself. Hey, there's one thing you should know about this plastic cover. If you're going to try to peel this out, if you have flat paint, if you're working on flat interior latex paint, and you put flat paint in here, you're not going to peel that up. It has to be semi-gloss, eggshell, low sheen enamel, something like that. This is exterior concrete patio paint. It's got a little bit of epoxy in it. This will clean out. So if you want to peel it out, you just have to know that. If you use flat paint the first time, you can get it like this and clean it out the best you can, maybe with a sponge or whatever. And just know that once you have semi-gloss in there first, now you can put flat paint in there for 3 or 4 times, more semi-gloss. As long as that first coat has a slick surface to it, then you can just rip that out and you can keep going, especially if you don't have another liner. What if you don't have another liner and you don't want to really mess this up? Okay, there's a tip for you. Here's another tip for you. Yes, all about tips. If you have one of these little plastic deals that you put on the paint can, you don't even have to rinse this off. Just let this dry. Once it dries, you can peel it off because this is plastic. Then no paint down the drain. Okay? I'll see you next time. You thought I was gonna forget this, didn't you? See, I don't just say things. I try to do a good job with my painting, and now I can just touch that up on the wall just like that. Kaboom! It's done. I didn't get any smear marks all over the place. Looks like that little bit cleaned it up, and it's probably plenty thick. Looks fine. Okay? So think about your project. And if you have to go the extra mile, you can go the extra mile, okay? Think about it and enjoy your project. Now that's what I call a floor. Sweet. That's all I got for this time. But I'll be back with more videos.